friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a quick first impressions over the new Morphe Fluidity Full Coverage Foundation. And I said new, which it is, but it's been out for a couple months. I actually had no intentions of filming a video with this foundation, but it was gifted to me, so I wanted to share it with you guys, so I sat down and filmed this for you. It is the foundation I am wearing right now, so in this video you'll see me apply it for the first time. I also share my thoughts and what I think about it at the end, so if you're interested in seeing that, just keep watching. So I went ahead and washed my face and I am ready for foundation. I have not been prepping my face at all besides washing it before any of my other foundations, so I'm not going to prime or anything like that today, and I'm going to jump in straight to applying the product onto my face. Like I said, I got this foundation from a friend, so I don't know if this color is going to be exactly my match. It's F1.50, but we are going to give it a go, and I usually am able to kind of make colors work for me, so we'll see how this is. I'm going to apply this like I do any other foundation and put it on the back of my hand and then go in with a sponge. So I put a little bit on the back of my hand. It looks like it could be a color match. It's a little bit more warm tone than my actual skin tone, so we'll see how it dries down. And it's not super thick, but a thicker consistency. As you can see, it is a very full coverage. I might have put too much on the back of my hand for how full coverage this is. So actually, looking at the monitor and here in the mirror, the color is not terrible. It might be even a little bit too light, but like I said, I can really make some colors work. Even if it's slightly too light or slightly too dark, I can usually make them work with different concealers and powders. Up close, I think it looks pretty good on the skin. You can tell I have foundation on since it is thicker and a little bit more for full coverage, but I don't think it looks cakey or anything like that. It doesn't look bad on my nose. It's not really covering any of my pores, but it's not emphasizing them either. It's just kind of sitting on top of them. It doesn't look terrible, and I could always fix that with a pore filling primer. I've just been liking not having a primer recently. So that amount that was on the back of my hand, I don't know if I showed you guys, but it did cover my full face. As you can see, it's a little bit too light. And it actually doesn't look yellow on my skin. I don't feel like it looks as warm toned as I thought it did on the back of my hand. But so far, I am not upset with the color. So I'm going to go ahead and put some concealer on, and I'm just using the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in Fair Warm. And as you can see, it's nice coverage as well. In my last tutorial, I used this, and I mentioned it in my current favorites. I really, really like it. The concealer on my forehead and chin blended out well, so that's good. I'm also going to take a little bit of the ColourPop No Filter concealer and put it on my eyelids to prime my eyes. I'm not sure what eyeshadow I want to do today, but I'm gonna prime them. To set my face, I'm just going to use my Airspun loose face powder in the shade Translucent Extra Coverage. I'm going to set my under eyes first and then probably set the rest of my face. It doesn't look like the foundation shifted color at all after setting it, and it actually looks like the foundation is mixing well with the powder. It doesn't look super cakey or super heavy. It looks nice. I'm then going to go ahead and bronze and contour with my Physicians Formula Deep Bronze, and I'm just putting this on a flat top blending brush and putting the bottom of the brush in the hollows of my cheeks and blending upwards. This is the same brush and bronzer that I used in my one brush, one bronzer tutorial. I did that tutorial a long time ago, probably over 2 years ago, but I still use this brush in the technique that I did in that video. I think that was the first video I filmed when I bought this camera. That's funny to think about. Also, I wanted to mention that it is in the afternoon. It's 3:45 right now, so I applied the foundation at 3:30. I won't have a very good wear test today because I don't have anything planned for this evening, but I can let you guys know in the description box down below how I feel about it at the end of the day. So if you want to know how it wears for the rest of the day, make sure you check out the description box and I'll update you guys there. For blush, I'm going to go in with the Milani Cosmetics Powder Blush in the shade Tea Rose. I'm just putting this on a Palladio blush brush. I don't really love this brush, but it does the job. As for the foundation, it actually seems like it's doing really well. There's no moving or anything with the product underneath any of these powders, and I feel like the powders are sitting really nicely on top of the foundation. Then for highlight, I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. This was my all-time favorite when it first came out, and I'm putting this on my Luxie 522 tapered highlighting brush. I'm then going to top it with my Master Chrome highlight in 250 and use that same brush. I basically top every highlight with the Master Chrome 250. It's just so pretty. So now that the base is done, I'm actually going to go ahead and finish everything else off camera since this is just a first impressions on the foundation. But as of right now, everything looks like it's sitting really well on the foundation and blend out well. It is very full coverage. It is a little bit heavier than what I have been wearing, which is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear, but I am no stranger to super thick, super matte foundation. I would even say it's possibly a tiny bit lighter, but very similar consistency to the L'Oreal Pro Matte, and that's one of my all-time favorites, especially in the summer and when it's very humid. And as of right now, it's looking good, so I'm going to finish the rest of my face and I will be right back. Okay, so I am done with my eyes and lips. Obviously, I did not plan on doing something as fun and colorful as this, or probably would have filmed it, but it's just kind of where I went and now it's done. If you guys do like it, let me know down below and I can do a tutorial or maybe a Facebook Live or something on this look. But I am wearing the ColourPop Yes Please palette and their All I See Is Magic palette, one of their Christmas palettes, on the eyes. And then for lips, I'm wearing the Jordana Sweet Cream Matte Liquid Lip Color in the color Sugarberry Crumble. Now that I have all those details covered, we can get back to the Morphe foundation first impression. Before I give you guys my final thoughts, I thought I would go over some facts about this foundation. There is a large shade range. I'm not sure how many shades, but it does look like it might be a nice shade range, so hopefully you guys could find a shade that matches you if you wanted to try it. Like I said at the beginning, I'm using the shade F1.50. I looked and I could have probably went with F1.60, which is a fair with slightly pink undertones. This one is a fair with neutral undertones, which looks like it worked just fine, but I would have possibly been able to do the pink as well since I do have a more pink undertone. This foundation retails for $18, so is pretty pricey. Because I would consider Morphe a more affordable / drugstore company. So $18 for a foundation is a little bit up there, but like I said, I didn't buy it. I got it from a friend. So you can thank her for this review. The claims of this foundation are to be 24-hour long wear, sweat-proof, transfer resistant, water resistant, free of oils, fragrances, and parabens, and great for all skin types, especially normal to oily skin. With that said, I do think this foundation is slightly drying. I have combination skin and I do feel like it feels a little bit dry, a little bit tight on my face. So if you had dry skin, I think you would really have to prep before using this, like priming and using a moisturizer. As for the coverage, I do think it's really nice. It's very, very full coverage. I feel like you could build it up to even more full coverage, but I don't think you need that much product to get the coverage that you would want. I won't be able to wear it for 24 hours, but I am going to wear it for the rest of the day, so I can let you guys know in the description box down below what I think at the end of the day. I am excited to try this when it gets a little bit hotter outside. It is just now warming up here in North California where it feels actually hot. But we'll be moving to Mississippi soon, so it'll be very humid, and I think this might be a good foundation to try there. Besides the large shade range, I have a really hard time recommending this foundation to you just based on the price. I think $18 is a little bit too much. It is very, very comparable to my L'Oreal Pro Matte as of right now. If it wears just as well as my L'Oreal Pro Matte, I would still have to recommend it because it's like $11.99 where this one was $18. But if you guys are looking for a good full coverage matte foundation, as of right now, I do think this covers all those bases. I actually went ahead and grabbed my L'Oreal Pro Matte foundations. I have shade 102, 103, and 104. They also come in 1 fluid ounce, just like the Morphe foundation. The packaging is actually very, very similar, but I thought I would go ahead and swatch the L'Oreal Pro Matte on my hand for you so you can kind of see the color difference, and maybe that will help you guys pick a shade if you wanted to try the Morphe one. So here are the swatches on my hand. I'm going to turn the lighting down a little bit so I can show you the color a little bit better. This is the Morphe foundation here in 1.50. It is a lot lighter, as you can tell, than the L'Oreal Pro Matte. The bottom one here is 102, which is what I normally wear. As you can see, it's a little bit more cool toned, a little bit more pink. The middle one is 103, which is super warm. 103 has never really matched me. It was just the only shade I could grab one time when I was in Florida, so I made it work. And then the top shade is 104, which is slightly less warm than 103, but still just as dark. As of right now, I do think the Morphe and L'Oreal Pro Matte are very, very similar. I'll have to see how the Morphe one wears, especially in the heat and humidity. But as of right now, I do like it, and I think it is a good contestant up against the L'Oreal one. The only thing I like better about the L'Oreal one is the price. It's a lot cheaper, well, like $7 cheaper but the shade range is not as good as the Morphe one. So if you did like the L'Oreal matte foundation but couldn't find a shade that matched you in this line, I would definitely recommend trying out the Morphe one. I'm just going to do a little recap of the Morphe foundation. It is $18. You get 1 fluid ounce. It is full coverage. It is matte. It's supposedly a 24-hour wear. As of right now, I do really like it. The only thing I don't like about it is the price, but I can get over that for if it's a good foundation. I also want to mention that it's very similar to the L'Oreal Pro Matte foundation if you've tried that as well. But if you want to know how I think this wears throughout the day, make sure you check out the description box down below, and I will keep you guys updated there. And that is it for this video. If you guys liked it, let me know and give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Also, let me know down in the comments if you've tried this foundation or if you're planning on trying it, because I'd love to hear all about it. So let me know down there. But other than that, that is it for this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!